They tell you Parris Island will break you. They don't tell you what happens when the pieces don't fit back together the same way. This isn't just a story about surviving boot camp. It's about a girl who lost absolutely everything, only to find a warrior in the wreckage. Sarah didn't join the Marine Corps for glory. She didn't join for college money or to carry on a family tradition. She joined because she was running out of places to hide. Back home, her life had shattered. The loss of her older brother, her only real family, had left a void so dark and heavy that simply waking up every morning felt like trying to breathe underwater. She was spiraling, drowning in grief, and the recruiter's office was the only door that promised a way out. She didn't want to be a hero. She just wanted the pain to stop. She wanted someone to break her down so completely that she wouldn't have the energy to remember. She got exactly what she asked for. The moment those bus doors hissed open in the dead of night at Parris Island, South Carolina, the screaming began. The chaos was instantaneous. Drill instructors swarmed like hornets, their voices a physical force that pinned her to the yellow footprints. In those first 48 hours, the sleep deprivation and the absolute shock to the system stripped away every defense mechanism she had. There was no time to mourn. There was only the screaming, the sweat, and the relentless, unforgiving concrete. But the physical pain was nothing compared to the mental isolation. Week after week, the island chipped away at her. They broke her down. That is the design. You cannot build a Marine until you destroy the civilian. But Sarah was already broken when she arrived. By week 6, during a grueling physical training session in the pouring rain, Sarah hit the wall. Her lungs burned like they were filled with shattered glass. Her boots were soaked, blistering her heels raw with every step. She dropped into the thick, freezing Carolina mud, gasping for air. Her muscles locked in agonizing cramps. The drill instructor was immediately in her face, screaming, demanding she get up. But for the first time, Sarah didn't want to. Lying there in the mud, the freezing rain mixing with her tears, all the grief she had been running from crashed down on her. The image of her brother's face flashed in her mind. She felt the overwhelming, crushing weight of her own failure. Why am I doing this? She thought. I'm nothing. I'm weak. I should just stay down. It would be so easy to quit. Just say the word, and the screaming stops. Just say the word, and she could go home. But then a terrifying realization washed over her. Go home to what? There was nothing left for her back there, just an empty house and ghosts. If she quit now, she wouldn't just be failing the Marine Corps, she would be failing the one chance. She had to survive her own life. Slowly, agonizingly, her fingers dug into the cold mud. She didn't stand up for the drill instructor. She didn't stand up for the flag. She stood up because she realized that her brother wouldn't want her to die in the dirt. She stood up, her uniform heavy with mud, her face a mask of tears and defiance. And she locked eyes with the drill instructor. She didn't say a word. She just kept moving. That was the turning point. The grief didn't go away, but it transformed. It became fuel. Then came the Crucible. 54 hours of sheer, unadulterated hell. Sleep deprivation, extreme physical exertion, and carrying a combat load that felt like it was driving her spine into the earth. The night movements were a blur of shadows and pain. Her body screamed for mercy. Her mind played tricks on her in the dark. During the final 9-mile hike, the Reaper, every step was an entirely new negotiation with agony. Her shoulders bled under the straps of her pack. Her legs moved not by muscle, but by sheer, desperate willpower. There were moments she blacked out on her feet, only kept upright by the Marine in front of her and the Marine behind her. They were no longer strangers. They were a single, suffering organism. They were becoming a brotherhood. As the sun finally began to break over the horizon, painting the sky in bruised purples and golds, the hike came to an end. The silence that fell over the platoon was heavy, profound, and thick with exhaustion. They stood at attention at the Iwo Jima monument. Their uniforms were torn, their faces painted in camouflage and dirt, their bodies trembling from the physical limit they had just surpassed. Then the drill instructor stepped in front of her. The same drill instructor who had screamed in her face, who had pushed her into the mud, who had demanded everything she had and then asked for more. The drill instructor looked at her, not with anger, but with a profound, quiet respect. Slowly, a hand reached out, holding a small piece of black metal, the eagle, globe, and anchor. As the drill instructor pressed the emblem into Sarah's trembling hand, the words hung in the crisp morning air. "Congratulations, Marine." Sarah's breath hitched. A tear cut a clean line down her dirt-stained cheek. She looked at the emblem in her palm. It was heavy. It was real. The girl who had boarded that bus 3 months ago. The broken, lost, grieving girl who just wanted to disappear was dead. She had been left in the mud, washed away in the rain, and crushed under the weight of the pack. In her place stood a United States Marine, forged in the fire of her own tragedy, rebuilt from the pieces of her broken heart. She realized then that boot camp didn't just break her to punish her. It broke her so she could see what she was truly made of. It broke her so she could finally learn how to fight back.